Hello. Well, if even half of most of the rumors and speculations and wild guesses that we have heard about Halloween Horror Nights this year are even semi-true, then HHN 2010 will be one of the most iconic years of all time. Ooh, bad joke. Yes, because it's expected, this big reunion. Shadows of the Past, Scare Zone gave us a big clue, and these rumors just keep circling and circling like a pack of hungry sharks on this back to the same point over and over again, and that is we expect to see all, if not, or most, if not all, of the icons that we have had over the years at Halloween Horror Nights all convene back to us to terrorize and torment us in agony and madness this year. Will this actually happen? Is it all just a big red scaring? I don't know. Who does? Somebody does, and they're not telling. But, I decided that in honor of the potential possibility of icons going up the wazoo this year, that we should talk a little bit about icons, and so I'm going to make a series of YouTube videos, which this is the first, all about HHN Icons, past, present, and future. Well, if I knew the future, I'd win the lottery, and I would be rich now. Anyway. Yes, icons. So what the heck is an icon anyway? Where does that word even come from? It's a weird word. Is that English? Sounds all Greek to me. Actually, it is. Icon is a Greek word. It comes from the Greek verb ikein, which means something along the line of to resemble, or in the likeness of. You see, Greek was the language spoken by the Christian church at one time. I know you're thinking, well, yeah, they wrote the Bible in Greek, but didn't the church, wasn't it run out of Rome for most of... True, it was. But you see, the Roman Emperor Constantine, the one who made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire, they went and set up his own capital separate from Rome called Constantinople. Today we call it Istanbul, and it's a city in Turkey. But when Rome fell, you see a bunch of Goths came and sacked Rome. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's a bunch of kids, like loser kids, all in white makeup, and their hair has all been dyed black, and they're all depressed and emo. They took over the Roman Empire? No, not that kind of Goths. These were Visigoths. Big, huge, robust Germanic people who came from, like Schwarzenegger. They came and said, "Your Rome, we sack it now, ha." And they sacked it. And the Rome fell. And when Rome fell, the Dark Ages began. Except over in Turkey, or what was to become Turkey eventually in the future, but then it was called Anatolia, where people actually spoke Greek. And that is where we had Constantinople, which then became Byzantium, the head of the Byzantine Empire. Anyway, sometime in the Middle Ages, the Church of Rome and the Church had a schism with its brothers in the Eastern Empire, because, you see, which always used Greek instead of Latin, but that was okay, the Pope didn't mind, until that schism. And the schism was fought over icons! Would you know? ICONtroversy! Just like we have today on Halloween Horror Nights fan sites, like the Is It Dead? Is It Not Dead? We won't know yet, but it seems like it's pretty well dead vault. And, of course, Horror Night Nightmares, where everyone is finding a new place of refuge. Yes, ICONtroversy. Is it an icon? Is it not an icon? It is an icon. No, it's not an icon. Don't say the E word! Icon! Ah! ICONtroversy runs rampant, and it has been for thousands of years, because ICONtroversy is why we have Catholics and Greek Orthodox, two separate churches. They started the whole fight over icons originally. One group said that icons should be venerated as holy images of the saints and were sacred and holy, and the others said, okay, you can have pictures and carvings of saints and the Holy Mother and all of that, that's fine, but you don't venerate the image itself. you have to direct your worship to God. You can have the saints intercede, but you don't venerate an image. That's idolatry. Can't do that. And there was a fight over that. Anyway, religious denominational differences causes all kinds of trouble. But the Greek church kept their icons to this very day. In fact, I've got one. Ta-da! Here's an icon. Now you know what they look like. Painted on wood. This is an image of the Blessed Mother, of course, and Jesus himself. So we have an icon, and what was interesting about icons is a lot of the people believed, who venerated icons, believed that somehow the images were miraculous. They weren't just painted. They appeared miraculously somehow as a sign of holiness. It was based on the legend of Saint Veronica. She's not in the Bible, but there's a legend that when Jesus was carrying his cross and started to stumble, which is in the Bible, but when he started to stumble because the blood was dripping down into his face, blinding him, that there was a woman named Veronica who happened to have a veil, and she went up and wiped his face off because she took pity on him, and when she did that, she became Saint Veronica for doing that, and also on the veil was an image of Christ's face, a perfect holy likeness miraculously appeared. And so icons were supposed to somehow have the actual, like a life. Yeah. In other words, they would say this is like a photograph of Mary and Jesus because it's their actual image miraculously appeared. Well, not necessarily. Someone painted that on wood. Wood? Wood comes from trees. No. No. Let's not go there. That way lies madness. Okay, so that's where icons originally came from. And the word icon has come to mean in English just about any person or thing that stands for something else that is a bigger concept or idea or thing. So, for example, you know, if you are Freddy Krueger, you could be an icon of horror because you're an accepted, you stand for all the whole genre, right? Or if you use computers, you can have an emoticon. That's right, a little smiley happy face that stands for your current mood. This is my emote icon. That's exactly what it means. So that's where Halloween Horror Nights started using icons. Started using presenting characters to stand for the entire event of Halloween Horror Nights. Now, there's always been a trademark logo type thing in the advertising, and some of these have been called icons, some haven't been called icons, mainly by the fans. Universal tends to use the word presenting character in their preliminary material for the event. They use icon for the merchandising. So, for example, last year, in the notorious leaked document, the usher was the presenting character, and the Wolfman, Chucky, and the Billy doll from Saw were labeled as the event icons. Of course, everyone does not think that. They think the usher is the icon, especially because J. Michael Roddy himself said the usher is the icon, settling that matter. So that causes some problems, because what is officially an icon or not when Universal doesn't officially say so? It's up to the fans to figure it out, because the fans are the ones who've really come up with the concept of icons even more than Universal, and deciding who or what is what and who, and there's been some heated discussion about this. Now, I'll cover this a lot in the next video. When I'm going to go on individual icons over the years and present videos about them. So the next video will probably be about Bloody Mary. And then I might have another one later about the caretaker, and probably include Cindy in the same one, and then Jack and maybe Eddie too in the same one. So I'll be discussing a lot of this stuff yet to come. But I wanted to touch on the whole ICONtroversy concept, because my goodness, it is very much, you know, this is why I brought up Christianity. It is very much like some kind of doctrinal differences creating a schism and creating conflict, and this is the sort of thing that causes problems that are very, very hard to bridge together again when you have ideological differences. Who's calling on that line? Never mind. No one's home. Not when I'm making a video. Anyway. So, well, my phone's ringing. I'm going to have to answer it. So I'll cut this short. But that's basically what I wanted to do, my introductory video on the whole conceptual thing about icons and what's going on with that. So till next time, have fun.